Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different right off the bat. I want to kind of invade your personal space for a second.
We're getting right in there.
We are. So, wherever you are right now, unless, you're driving a forklift or performing surgery, please don't, I want you to just freeze. Don't move a muscle. Just hold your position. Now, to do a little scan, where are your shoulders? Are they like touching your earlobes?
Yeah.
And where's your chin? Is it hovering over your chest or is it jutting out, like you're trying to smell your screen?
And check your lower back. I mean, are you sort of melting into your chair like a cashew nut?
Exactly. A cashew nut. I love that. If you answered yes to, well, any of those, do not panic.
Yeah.
You are just a modern human being.
Right. It's the default state.
It is. Today, we are tackling the universal struggle of the 21st century. The slump, the hunch, the dreaded tech neck.
Oh, tech neck.
And we are doing it with a book that, honestly, it felt like a personal attack when I first picked it up. It's called Poor Posture Antidote by Tim Noah.
It really is a book that reads less like a medical text and more like an intervention.
A skeletal intervention. Totally. And here's the hook for me, because I think a lot of people, they just tune out when they hear the word posture. They think of their grandma telling them to stand up straight so they look nice in church or something. But Noah isn't talking about looking confident, though that is a side effect. He's talking about pain.
Right. And that is the critical distinction in this source material. It's so important. We tend to view posture as, purely aesthetic. Oh, I look lazy or I look tired.
Yeah.
But Noah frames it as a full-on biomechanical health crisis. He links the way we sit and stand directly to chronic headaches, to back injuries, and a general state of what he calls common sickness.
That phrase just stuck with me, common sickness.
It's powerful, isn't it?
It is, because it's that low-level malaise where everything just kind of hurts, but you don't really know why. And his entire argument is, it's because you are stacking your bones wrong.
Precisely. And the antidote in the title is, it's meant to be literal. He's treating poor posture as a specific condition that has a specific cure.
Okay.
So our mission today really is to walk through that cure. We're going to decode what he calls the plumb line, which is like the gold standard for how a human should stand.
Okay, the plumb line.
We're going to uncover the invisible war happening inside your muscles, this tug of war between the muscles that are too tight and the ones that are too weak. And then finally, we're going to audit what he calls the 7 deadly sins of posture.
And we aren't just going to list them. I want to be clear. We are going to fix them. So you should consider this episode a real-time audit of your own skeleton. If you're a learner, and I know you are, get ready to feel very, very aware of your own spine. Let's jump into section 1, the anatomy of the slump.
Let's do it.
So Noah starts with a concept that I think is really misunderstood. He talks about load. Now in the gym, load is how much weight is on the bar.
Right.
But he's talking about the load on the body itself.
Yes. And to really get this, we have to talk about gravity. It's the one constant variable, right? It never stops pulling you down.
Never.
So when your body is aligned perfectly, and I want you to think of like a skyscraper with steel beams stacked directly on top of each other, the load is supported by the structure.
Which in our body, that's our bones.
That's your bones.
Bones are hard, they can take it.
Exactly. When you are perfectly aligned, your muscles, they have very little to do. They're just there for micro adjustments, keeping you balanced. But the moment you break that alignment, let's say you lean your head forward to check a text message.
Which is 100 times a day.
At least. The physics change completely.
Yeah.
You are no longer stacking the weight on your bones. You are suspending it with your muscle.
Okay, I want to dig into this because the book uses a building analogy, which is great. But I think for the listener, we need to really feel the effort involved.
Cool. Let's use the bowling ball analogy. I love this one. The average human head weighs between 10 and 12 pounds. So somewhere around 5 kilos.
Okay, like a small bowling ball.
Exactly. Imagine holding a 12-pound bowling ball. If you hold it really close to your chest, hugging it tight, you can stand there for quite a while, right?
Yeah, sure. It's heavy, but my arms are locked in. The bones, like you said, are doing most of the work.
Okay, now, in your mind, extend your arms straight out in front of you. Hold that same bowling ball at shoulder height, fully extended. How long do you last?
Seconds. Maybe a minute if I'm screaming. My shoulders would be completely on fire.
That fire is load. That is exactly what is happening to your neck and upper back muscles.
Wow.
When your ears are stacked over your shoulders, your head is the bowling ball held against the chest. It's efficient. It's easy. But for every single inch your head drifts forward, the leverage multiplies the perceived weight.
It's not just an extra pound for an extra inch.
Not at all. At just 3 inches of forward head posture, which is pretty standard for someone looking at a laptop, that 12-pound head exerts about 42 pounds of force on the neck muscles.
42 pounds.
42 pounds.
That is terrifying.
It is. So you're not just looking at a screen. You are essentially doing a hang clean with a heavy kettlebell.
Yeah.
But you're using the tiny, delicate muscles of your neck all day, every day.
No wonder we have headaches and neck pain. That makes so much sense now. So, okay, this leads us to the actual mechanism of the slump. Noah describes it as a tug of war. It's not just that gravity is pulling us down, it's that our own muscles are literally fighting each other.
Correct. This is what he calls the muscle imbalance equation. It's why you cannot fix your posture just by, willing yourself to stand straight. It's a physical impossibility because you're fighting against your own biology.
It's not a mindset issue.
It's a hardware issue. And he divides the muscles into 2 teams. You've got the tight team and the weak team.
Okay, let's meet the roster. Who is on the tight team? These are the bullies, right? The ones pulling us out of alignment.
These are the muscles that have become short, stiff, and just overactive. And the captain of this team, without a doubt, is the hamstrings.
The backs of the legs. Now, I always assumed hamstrings got tight from, running or playing sports. But Noah says it's the opposite. It's from not moving.
It's the chair.
Mm-hmm.
The chair is the enemy. Think about the mechanics of it. The hamstring muscle attaches from just below your knee all the way up to the bottom of your pelvis, what we call the sit bones.
Okay.
When you sit, your knee is bent. That brings those 2 attachment points closer together. The muscle is in a shortened slack state.
It's just hanging out, not doing anything.
It's slack, exactly. But if you keep it slack for 8, 10, 12 hours a day, the muscle fibers physically adapt to that. They literally shorten it. They lose sarcomeres, the fundamental units of the muscle.
Oh.
So when you finally do stand up at the end of the day, that muscle is now physically too short to lengthen comfortably. It acts like a tight, unforgiving rubber band pulling down on the back of your pelvis.
And this is where the lower back pain comes in. I can feel the light bulb going off.
This is a huge piece of the puzzle. Think of your pelvis like a bucket of water. Those tight hamstrings pull the back of the bucket down, tipping the water out the back. This is called posterior pelvic tilt.
Okay.
It flattens the natural, healthy curve of your lumbar spine, and that robs you of all your natural shock absorption. Every step you take sends a jolt right up your spine.
So my tight legs are literally ruining my back. Okay, who else is on the tight team? Who's the next culprit?
The hip flexors, specifically a muscle called the psoas. This is on the front of the body.
And this is also a sitting casualty.
It's the double whammy of sitting. So your hamstrings are shortening in the back and your hip flexors are shortening in the front because your lap is at a 90-degree angle all day.
Right.
The psoas is fascinating because it's the only muscle that connects your femur, your thigh bone, directly to your lumbar spine.
Wait, it connects the leg to the actual spine, not the pelvis.
Directly to the vertebrae. So when this muscle gets tight and short from sitting, and then you stand up, it physically pulls your lower spine forward. It yanks the lumbar spine into this deep, unhealthy arch.
Ah, the sway back look.
Exactly. And that puts massive compressive pressure on the discs in your lower back.
It's amazing how sitting is just simultaneously destroying us from the front and the back. Okay, let's move up the body. The tight team has some players in the upper body too, right?
Oh, yeah. The pecs.
Yeah.
The chest muscles.
Of course.
I mean, we live our lives in front of us, driving, typing, eating, texting on our phones. Our arms are always forward. This causes the shoulders to roll inward, what's called internal rotation. The pec muscles shorten, and they literally lock the shoulders in that forward slumped position.
It feels like you're wearing a straitjacket that's just a little too small across the chest.
That's a perfect description. And the final, and maybe most sinister member of the tight team is the suboccipitals.
That sounds complicated.
They're just these small muscles at the base of the skull, right where your neck meets your head.
And these are the headache culprits.
They are the trigger points. So when your head drifts forward, remember that bowling ball effect?
Yep.
Your eyes still need to look at the horizon. You don't want to look at the ground. Wow. So you reflexively crane your neck up. This jams the base of your skull down onto the top of your spine. The suboccipitals are in a constant state of spasm, just trying to keep your head level.
Oh, man.
That spasm compresses nerves and blood vessels, leading directly to those pounding tension headaches that so many people suffer from.
Okay, so that's the tight team. They are short, they're angry, and they're pulling us into a ball. But they are only winning this tug of war because the other team, the weak team, is losing. Who are the good guys that are, sleeping on the job?
These are the muscles that are supposed to fight gravity for us. First up, the mid and lower trapezius.
Okay, where are those?
They're on your back, right between your shoulder blades. Their job is to pull the shoulders down and back to open the chest up. But because the pecs on the front are so strong and tight, the traps get stretched out and weak.
Like a worn-out rubber band.
It's exactly like a rubber band that's been stretched too far for too long. It just loses its snap. It can't pull back anymore.
They're overpowered.
Completely.
Ah.
Next up is the core. And Noah is very careful to note, this isn't just the six-pack abs.
Right, it's not about crunches.
No, it's the anterior and posterior core, the entire girdle of muscle that wraps around your spine, front and back. If this is weak, your spine has no scaffolding. It's just a floppy column of bones.
And the final member, I have a feeling I know this one.
The glutes, the powerhouse of the entire human body.
The butt.
The butt. It is designed to be the primary mover of the human machine. It extends the hip. It holds us upright against gravity. But we sit on it.
We literally sit on our engines all day.
We do. And this leads to a phenomenon Noah calls glute amnesia.
I love this term. It sounds like something out of a medical drama. Doctor, he doesn't remember his butt.
It is funny, but it's physiologically dead-on accurate. The neural connection, the signal between your brain and your glute muscles, it actually degrades. Your brain forgets how to fire those muscles because they're compressed and inactive for so many hours. So when you go to walk or climb stairs, instead of using your giant, powerful glute muscles, you compensate with your lower back or your hamstrings.
Which leads to more pain and more tightness. It's a vicious cycle.
It is. And this brings us to the synthesis of Noah's entire argument. You cannot just decide to have good posture. It's a structural battle.
Right.
If you try to stand up straight, but your pecs are tight as a drum and your glutes have amnesia, you are going to lose that battle every single time. You have to physically lengthen the tight muscles and neurologically wake up the weak ones.
That is the roadmap. Okay, so we know the problem. We know the players in this tug-of-war. Now let's define the goal. What does winning even look like? Noah introduces this concept, the plumb line.
This is the visualization you need to have in your head. I want you to imagine a string hanging from the ceiling with a little weight at the bottom. A classic plumb line.
Yeah.
Is perfectly vertical. Now imagine that line dropping through your body, as if we're viewing you from the side.
Walk us through the landmarks. Where should that line hit?
Okay, it starts at the ear. The line should pass directly through your ear canal.
Right through the ear. Got it.
Then it drops straight down to the center of the shoulder joint. If your ear is in front of your shoulder, which it is for most people, you're already off balance.
Ear over shoulder. Check.
Continuing down, it should pass through the middle of your pelvis. And finally, it should land just in front of your ankle bone, essentially over the front of the heel.
So it's ear, shoulder, pelvis, heel, all in a straight line.
It sounds so simple, but it is biomechanically profound. When those 4 points are aligned, gravity flows through your bones, your muscles can relax, you are structurally sound.
But Noah gives us a way to test this right now, the wall test. I tried this before the show, and it was humbling, to say the least.
It is the ultimate reality check. So, for everyone listening, find a wall. Maybe not right this second if you're in public and don't want to look strange, but definitely try this later. Stand with your back to a wall.
What are the rules? What are the criteria?
Okay, number 1, your heels should be a few inches away from the baseboard. Number 2, your glutes, your butt, must be touching the wall.
Okay, easy so far.
Number 3, your upper back and shoulders must touch the wall. And here's the killer. Number 4, the back of your head must touch the wall while you are looking straight ahead.
That's the hard part. It's so hard. When I put my head against the wall, I end up looking at the ceiling. I've got this massive double chin, and I'm staring at the light fixture.
That is the diagnostic. If you cannot touch the back of your head to the wall without tilting your chin way up, it means your neck is physically stuck in a forward position. The distance between the back of your neck and the wall is your text neck gap.
You have to fight to make a double chin to get it flat. It feels so weird.
And there's one more detail about the hands too, right?
Yes, and this one catches everybody. While you're standing there, your thumbs should point forward, away from your body.
Why does that matter so much?
It tells us what your shoulders are doing. If you just stand relaxed and your knuckles are facing forward, meaning your thumbs are pointing in toward your thighs, your shoulders are internally rotated. You are slumped. To point your thumbs forward, you have to actively, externally rotate the shoulders, which opens up your chest.
So the full checklist is head back, chin tucked, shoulders pinned, thumbs forward, glutes touching.
Then minimize the arch in your lower back. You shouldn't be able to, drive a truck through the gap behind your spine.
Right.
When I force myself into this position, I feel like a rigid, uncomfortable soldier. It feels completely wrong.
And that is the paradox that Noah highlights. He calls it the reality check.
Hmm.
For most of us modern people, good posture feels wrong because our proprioception, which is our body's sense of where it is in space, has been calibrated to the slump.
We've normalized the dysfunction.
Exactly. Alignment feels like a huge effort. Slumping feels like home.
That is profound. We have to recalibrate what home feels like. So, okay, let's get to the fix. Section 3, the toolkit. Noah provides a workout, but it's not about, bench pressing or getting huge. It's about unwinding.
It is purely corrective exercise. And he starts with a very specific warm-up. Thoracic foam rolling.
The foam roller, the thing everyone has gathering dust in the corner of their room. Why the thoracic spine specifically?
The thoracic spine is your upper and mid-back, the part with the rib cage attached. Because we slouch, this part of the spine gets incredibly stiff. It almost calcifies into that rounded C shape. If your thoracic spine is stiff, you physically cannot stand up straight no matter how strong your back muscles are. The vertebrae themselves physically won't extend.
So the roller is like the WD-40 for your spine.
Exactly. You just roll up and down that mid-back for about 60 seconds to mobilize the joints. You are literally cracking the rust off the hinge before you try to open it.
Okay, we are mobilized. Now for the antidote workout, exercise number 1, wall angels.
This is by far the most deceptively difficult exercise in the entire book.
It sounds so gentle, angels.
It is brutal if you do it right. So you stand in that wall test position we just described, glutes, shoulders, head against the wall, thumbs pointing forward.
Okay.
Now, keeping all those points of contact with the wall, you slowly slide your arms up the wall like you're making a snow angel.
And what's the catch? There has to be a catch.
The catch is the ribs. Noah is adamant about this. Keep your rib cage down and your core tight. As you raise your arms, your tight lats and pecs will try to pull your lower back off the wall. You will desperately want to arch your back and flare your ribs out to get your arms up higher.
The cheater arch.
That's what it is. And you have to fight to keep the ribs glued down. This forces the actual shoulder joint to open up. You'll feel this deep, maybe painful stretch in the chest and a massive contraction in those weak upper back muscles.
I can just imagine doing this in the break room at work. People walking by, me just groaning against a wall with my double chin tucked in.
It is not a cool look. It is socially awkward. But Noah argues you just have to get over the vanity. Or do it against a door frame at home. 10 reps, super slow and controlled.
Okay, exercise number 2. Standing horizontal abduction with a band. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, let's just call them band pull-aparts. It's easier. You hold a resistance band out in front of you, arms straight. You just pull it apart until your arms are out to the sides in a T position.
Like you're ripping open your shirt like Superman.
Yes. But again, the nuance is in the cueing. Noah warns, do not inflame the ribs out. Don't flare them. Keep the core tight. And here's the real secret sauce. Hold the end position for 10 seconds.
A 10-second hold. That's an eternity with a band.
It is an isometric hold. And this is how you wake up those sleepy rhomboids and lower traps. You need that time under tension to convince the brain to reconnect with those muscles that have been offline for so long.
Okay, exercise number 3. The farmer carry. Now this seems like a strongman move. Why is this in a posture book?
Because posture is an endurance sport. You have to hold yourself up all day long. The farmer carry is simple. You hold heavy weights like dumbbells or kettlebells in each hand and you just walk.
So you're not just schlepping groceries.
No, you are standing tall. The focus is on the posture.
What's the main cue?
The cue is, show me how tall you can be. The weights are trying to pull your shoulders down and forward into a slump. You have to fight that. You have to keep your chest up, head high, and your spine perfectly stable. It teaches your body to organize itself under a heavy load.
I see.
If you can maintain perfect posture holding 50 pounds in each hand, doing it with 0 pounds for the rest of the day becomes way easier.
It's like hypergravity training. I like that. And finally, exercise number 4, bridges.
The glute awakener. This is how you cure the amnesia. You lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, and you lift your hips up towards the ceiling.
Simple enough. But Noah suggests a progression here, right? Start with 2 legs, but then move to 1.
The single leg bridge is the truth teller. It's much harder. When you lift one leg off the ground, your pelvis will want to twist and drop on that side. Your glute has to fire insanely hard just to keep you level.
Wow.
This is what rebuilds the foundation of the spine. A strong glute on each side is non-negotiable.
So that's the toolkit. Roll the spine, wall angels for the upper body mobility, pull-aparts for the back strength, former carries for endurance, and bridges for the butt.
It's a full system reboot. It hits everything.
But Noah goes further, which I appreciate. He outlines a rogues gallery, the 7 common mistakes. And I want to run through these because they're so diagnostic, we can kind of visualize them from the feet up.
Okay, let's do the audit.
Okay, it's mistake number 4 in his book, but let's call it the foundation mistake. Leaning on one leg. The cool guy lean.
Oh, we all do this. You're waiting in line for coffee, you shift all your weight to your right hip, and you just hang there.
It feels efficient, right? Like
Yeah.
you're saving energy.
It feels efficient because you have turned your muscles off. And Noah writes, instead of using muscles, you are hanging on the skeletal structure. You are literally hanging your entire body weight on your hip ligaments on one side.
That sounds bad.
Over time, this stretches out those ligaments and creates a massive imbalance around the pelvis. One glute gets long and weak, the other gets tight and overworked.
So what's the fix? Just not do it.
Pretty much. Consciously distribute your weight evenly across both feet. It requires muscle energy, which is why we hate doing it at first, but it saves your joints in the long run.
Okay, moving up to the hips. Mistake number 2, sticking your bottom out. Or hyperlordosis.
This is the classic Instagram pose, or the Donald Duck walk. The pelvis tilts forward, the butt sticks out, and the lower back arches really deeply.
Why do people do this?
Often it's those tight hip flexors we talked about, literally dragging the front of the pelvis down. Or high heels can cause it, or just weak abdominal muscles that can't pull the pelvis back into neutral.
The fix here involves the planks and bridges we mentioned, but he also offers this brilliant visualization hack. He calls it the string.
The puppet string. I love this one.
Tell us about it.
Yes. Imagine a string is attached to the very crown of your head, and it's pulling you straight up to the ceiling. If you are being pulled up, your pelvis naturally has to tuck under to neutralize. Your whole spine lengthens. You physically can't stick your butt out if you're being pulled tall.
I'm doing the string thing right now, and my chair instantly flattens my lower back.
That's amazing.
Okay, moving up to the spine itself. Mistake number 1, slouching in a chair.
The classic. He calls this the comfort trap. And the danger here is that it feels good in the moment. You're relaxing your muscles and just hanging on your spinal ligaments. But Noah warns that the strain accumulates over time. He compares it to bending a credit card back and forth. It doesn't break the first time or the 100th time, but eventually. Snap. You bend over to tie your shoe and your back goes out.
The fix for this one feels more mental than physical.
It is. You have to mentally accept the initial discomfort of sitting unsupported. You have to be okay with your core muscles actually getting tired.
Okay, moving up to the upper back. Mistake number 5, hunched back or kyphosis, and mistake number 7, rounded shoulders.
These two basically go hand in hand. This is the keyboard warrior posture. That knuckle test we did earlier is how you diagnose the rounded shoulders. If your knuckles face forward when you're relaxed, you're in trouble.
And a fix is what we already talked about.
It's the wall angels and the pull-aparts. You have to stretch and open the front to strengthen and save the back.
And finally, we get to the penthouse. The head. Mistake number 6, poking your chin.
Forward head posture. We talked about the mechanics, the bowling ball, but Noah identifies a really practical cause that most people miss. Sitting too low.
It's a hardware issue, an ergonomic problem.
Often, yes. If your chair is too low relative to your desk or your computer monitor, you physically have to crane your neck up and forward to see. You end up looking like a turtle poking its head out of its shell.
So the fix is raise the chair.
Raise the chair or raise the monitor up on some books. Your eyes should be level with the top third of the screen without you having to move your neck at all.
And what's the biomechanical cue for this?
The chin tuck. You pull your chin straight back like you're trying to make a double chin. It feels awful, but it lengthens the back of the neck and takes the pressure off.
It's the least flattering movement in the world, but it saves your neck.
Absolutely.
So we've audited the whole body from the feet to the head. We have the exercises, but there is one last really important hurdle. Section 5, the philosophy of correction. Noah talks about the comfort paradox.
This is so crucial for anyone listening who wants to actually do this. You need to know this going in. Fixing your posture is probably going to feel bad at first. It might even hurt a little.
Wait, hold on. The whole point of this book is to stop pain. Now you're telling me the antidote actually causes pain. That's a tough sell.
It's a different kind of pain. When you slouch, you have joint pain and nerve compression pain. That's damage pain. It's a bad signal. When you start fixing your posture, you will feel exertion pain. Your mid-back will burn because those muscles haven't actually worked since 2015. Your chest will ache because you're stretching tissue that's been tight for a decade.
So if I start sitting straight and my upper back starts screaming at me, my instinct is, stop, this is wrong, go back to slouching.
Exactly. And you have to consciously override that instinct. Noah writes, and this is a key quote, "Fixing posture feels wrong initially. Your brain has mapped slump as normal and safe. You have to reprogram the software.
Right.
You have to endure the good soreness of muscle activation to get to the long-term structural relief."
It's neuroplasticity, really. We're rewiring the brain's entire definition of comfort.
Yes. And Noah assures us, after some time, your body can and will get used to the new correct position. It eventually becomes effortless. The new posture becomes the new home. But you have to cross the valley of discomfort to get to that promised land.
That is the honest truth, isn't it? It's not a magic pill. It's a consistent practice.
It is every day.
We have covered a massive amount of ground here, from the 42-pound head to the amnesiac glutes, from the wall angels to the string theory of the spine.
It's a really comprehensive manual for the human body.
It is. And I want to leave the listener with one final thought. We talked about the string visualization for the physical spine, for fixing hyperlordosis, but I want to ask you about the psychological side of that. If we walked through life actually imagining that string pulling us tall, how does that change us beyond our bones?
Oh, it changes everything. There's a concept in psychology called embodied cognition. The simple version is that your brain takes cues from your body's posture.
The mind follows the body.
Exactly. If you curl into a ball, if you slump and make yourself small, your brain assumes you are protecting yourself, that you're in danger or that you're submissive. It actually releases stress hormones like cortisol.
So slouching literally makes us feel smaller and more stressed.
It does. But the opposite is also true. When you stand tall, expose your chest, lengthen your neck, and take up space vertically, your brain assumes you are safe, powerful, and confident. You actually begin to think differently. You project a different energy to the world.
So by fixing something as simple as your thumbs, just pointing them forward instead of inward, you are literally hacking your own confidence.
You are. You are sending a signal to the world, and more importantly to yourself, that you are open and ready and engaged with life.
That is beautiful.
Oh,
So
yeah.
listeners, here is your homework. As soon as you stop this audio, do a knuckle check. Just let your arms hang and look at your hands. If you see your knuckles, spin those thumbs out. Find your string. Pull yourself up.
And remember, if it feels weird, you are probably doing it right.
Embrace the weirdness. Save your spine. Thanks for listening to this deep dive on poor posture antidote. We'll catch you on the next one. Stand tall, everybody.
Stay aligned.